Last night I saw Venom: The Last Dance. Well, it was actually yesterday in the middle of the day, and for the rest of the day, I kind of forgot I saw the movie, and here I am the next night, and I'm still kind of trying to remember what the heck I just watched yesterday. I mean, I do remember what I just watched yesterday, or else I wouldn't be reviewing it. But wow, it is a interesting movie. I want to get my thoughts out with the first two Venoms first, and I thought the first Venom wasn't very good, and I thought the second one was enjoyable, but still not great. And in fact, both movies have aged oppositely. Over time, I've slowly come to appreciate some things about the first Venom, and then when I first saw Let There Be Carnage, I thought it was fine, but things have bothered me more about that movie with time. So both movies, I kind of like did a 180, but in different ways. And then this movie, how do I put this? Before going into this last movie, I was kind of going, you know what? Maybe I've been too harsh on the Venom movies. Let's just have fun. But I felt like this movie was kind of like, no, you were right the entire time. They're not very good. And yeah, this movie wasn't good. It is. I don't want to say that it's studio interference because it doesn't feel like it's studio interference, but it does because nothing about the production of this movie has been like, oh, this is gonna have a trouble production. Everything from what I've heard about this production was just like any other production. I didn't hear any rumors or stories about, oh, Venom Let There not excuse me, Venom The Last Dance is going to be a complete disaster. Besides maybe the actors and writer strike last year, but I didn't think that this movie would be heavily affected by it. But I guess it was because I don't know what the heck we just got. It's a lot of Eddie Brock walking around and crappy jokes, and there's barely a plot here. And the plot that we do have is so strung together, weaved together, and kind of nonsense. I mean, it's playing off of the cards of like the ridiculous relationship between Eddie and Venom, and that works in the movie, but they kind of like put that energy into the story as well. And if you're down for that, you'll have a good time, and if you kind of want a little bit more to chew on, you're not going to have a good time. The perfect way to describe this movie is like describe it by each act. The first act is a mess, but it's entertaining. The second act it was giving me like Quantumania flashbacks. By the way, when I say Quantumania flashbacks, I mean like I hate that movie and I just hated the movie its entire runtime. And that was basically the second act of this movie. The third act was kind of fun, like fun in the way where it's like it's okay, it's fine, and you probably will enjoy it more than its actual value because of how bad the second act was. And now that you got through that, you can get some mildly entertaining action. They do a lot of fun stuff that probably fans of the character will probably love. But for me, I'm just kind of like, cool, I guess. The action's fine. It's not particularly, oh my god, this is really cool. And I saw reviews saying, oh, this pushes the PG-13. It doesn't. It's no different than the first movie. And to call this the best of the three is laughable. I think this is the worst one. But if you asked me on my initial impression, I would have still probably said that the first Venom was the worst one. But as of right now, I think that this is the worst one of the three just because I think the story's the weakest. The problem with the first movie is that it's just so cliche. This movie is cliche and just really bad. and that sucks to say because Tom Hardy cares so much about the Venom character. You can tell it breathes through his performance. It breathes through every single choice he makes as Eddie Brock. You can tell that he loves this character so much. And so it pains me to be like, yeah, it's horrible, but it's not very good. I wouldn't say it's horrible. It's a forgettable movie. It's a mess. It's one of those movies where I don't have much uniqueness stuff to say because it is what it is. It's entertaining when it's funny sometimes. This movie is one of those movies where you are sitting in the theater and you're watching it and you go, I'm here because I obligated myself and no other reason. It's one of those. I didn't really want to see this movie. I saw it because it's the new Venom movie and I do reviews and it's a comic book movie and I like comic book stuff. And there is really no other reason for me to be in that theater besides those reasons. But when you're going from mid CW stuff to some schlocky plot, it just kind of just hurts your soul a little bit. It's one of those movies where it's just like I would have rather almost seen a even worse version, a laughable version of this movie, just so I didn't have to sit through the pain of mediocrity. And that's what I hate to say because, there's some stuff that's worse than mediocre. Don't get me wrong. I hope you guys know what I mean. It's just bland and uninspiring. By the time it's done, they try to make you go like, oh, maybe it is the last one, and it's just so not genuine and it feels like it's just an edited hack job and it's just I'll just leave it at that. This movie, I want to be generous and give it 4 out of 10. I initially gave it a 4.2, but now I'm feeling more of a 4, or maybe even lower. Now that I'm talking about the movie, I initially think, you'll probably walk out of the movie going, okay, yeah, that wasn't horrible because the third act is decent in comparison, the latter two thirds. But by the time you're out of that theater and you sit on it, it's just kind of like, yeah, okay. We have three Venom movies now. We have a Venom trilogy. What was the point? I don't know. Ask Sony. Yeah. We're done. Hopefully. Craven the Hunter, please be good. The trailers don't look bad to that. So yeah. Anyways, comment down below what you guys thought of Venom: The Last Dance. If you have any thoughts, because I didn't even really want to do this review because I don't have much original stuff to say. But yeah, if you have anything new to add to this conversation, definitely add it in the comment section. So yeah. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. And adios.